What's up, good folks? Welcome back to my channel. This is your girl Bernicia, and you're here with N.E.X.T. All right, y'all. So I'm here with a recap for the Baddies Midwest Reunion Part 2. Okay. Now, normally when it comes to these reunions, I usually do like a rating, but this one I'm gonna have to make it through this one, child. It was all over the place, and it was a lot of shit going on. But I'm gonna do my best to break down what was what. Okay, so I want to pick up what we left off from the Rolley versus DTB fight. Okay, so if y'all watched part one, y'all saw how it ended. Okay, DTB was brought back on stage, and when she came back on stage, Rolley called her out for a fade. Now we pick up with part two. DTB and Rolley, they fought like 15 fucking times. I'm not gonna cap it. They fought so many times. I was just tired of seeing that shit. Rolley was just swinging that motherfucker left and right. She was just using DTB like a rag doll. She was swinging DTB like a dog would play with a fucking toy. She was just mauling that motherfucker. And for what it's worth, the crowd lived for DTB. I don't give a fuck how bad DTB was getting her ass whooped. The crowd most definitely was living for DTB. They kept cheering, DTB, DTB. They didn't give a fuck if she was win, losing, or drawing, child. They was living for DTB. Okay. Now, the whole DTB situation was dragged the fuck out. Okay, but I'm gonna get into the meat and potatoes of everything that happened. Okay, so basically, Janisha's whole thing was what was the beef, right? She said that shit so many times, I started to consider never fucking eating beef again. This bitch was like, what's the beef? What's the beef? What's the beef? Okay, so when they finally get a chance to get a little bit of dialogue in there, Rolley says that she was that DTB was trying to pick on Natalie because she know Natalie don't fight. But then it turned into we getting into it because of all the shit that you was talking online. Like, Rolley, bitch, pick a struggle.
When the wind blow, you blow this way, then you blow that way. Girl, bye.
Pick a struggle. What the fuck is the reason you and DTB fighting? Like, please don't fucking tell me that. Okay? Please make that be a lie in this situation. All right? So anywho, they accused, well, they ended up showing a post about, all the stuff that DTB said about Slim. DTB felt like Slim had got bullied. Okay. She felt like the girls on the season had no fucking compassion, which is true. None of them hoes have compassion, etc., etc. Okay. And so, but the thing about it is, that's not all, okay? What they failed to talk about is how Rolley accused DTB of having an STD. Okay? Don't get it twisted. The meat and potatoes of why DTB really don't fuck with Rolley is because of what Rolley said. Because if you remember that whole thing about DTB ex-boyfriend, what the fuck was that dude name? Gucci. Gucci third leg. Mind you, he's a porn star. Okay, some girl came out and you were saying that he gave her herpes. Okay, and DTB, everybody know that this was DTB's man. So Rolley accused DTB of having had the herpes, and when she did that, DTB made a shady post talking about how Rolley's man was all in her DMs and he'll still eat her, lick her, and suck her, and all of those good things. Okay, and so I don't understand why they didn't talk about that, because that played a big part in why them two was going back and forth online. But hey. So they talked about the live with Natalie, okay? And see, Natalie be lying. Natalie tried to make it seem like she wasn't selling out. Natalie was selling out real hard. When she was talking about DTB's friend, she was saying, I'm this, I'm that, I'm all of this and all of that, and what you're not. She was popping her shit hard. So for her to sit up there and be like, what? All I said was, bitch, you said a whole lot, okay? So now that I think about it, now that they brought this up and now that we at this point, You know what? I said in my first recap that DTB shouldn't have slapped Natalie, but I think I'll walk that shit back real quick. DTB should have slapped her. Slapped the cowhoo motherfucking shit out of her. Slapped her ass so hard her shoes flew off. Okay? I noticed that they kept trying to like set DTB up to fight Tiki again. Man, so DTB, it was this one point where DTB grabbed the microphone, right? Um, and she was just talking shit. She was talking shit, talking about how she ready to fight. She ready to fight. Because mind you, DTB kept wanting to fight Rolley. She kept wanting to fight, right? And she was like, I want to fight. I want to fight. And when she said that, she dropped the mic. And when she turned around, Tiki was walking behind her. They was like, oh, there go Tiki. It was like, you want to fight? Fight Tiki. She was like, I don't want to fight that bitch. Sasha said, hell, you
Nigga, no.
don't want to fight to sit your ass the fuck down there. That shit was funny as hell because I swear I seen the spirit leave out of DTB's body when she turned around and seen Tiki walking behind her. And then the look on Tiki's face said that she wouldn't have mind popping Diamond ass because I don't give a fuck what nobody say. Tiki just don't like Diamond, okay? She ain't got to explain herself. We don't really give a fuck what your reasons are, but we know that you don't like her, okay? Just stop being fake about it. And so anyway, they talked about the fight between Biggie, you know, how they had they started to talk about the situation that went on with Biggie at the reunion, and cuz not the reunion, at the Baddies Africa auditions. Biggie and Diamond got into it. And the reason was because Diamond threw a pair of lashes into the crowd, a group of girls, and told the other girls to take the lashes from the girl. So the girl who caught the lashes ended up getting drunk by a crowd of bitches, okay? And Rolley blamed DTB for it. Now, don't get me wrong, DTB was drunk as fuck and was doing a lot at this damn auditions. But, I mean, it was comical, okay? And I can't really say I feel bad for Biggie for that. But they started to talk about that, but DTB kept fucking talking. So DTB snatched off that motherfucking bonnet, right? And when she snatched off that bonnet, we then get to see that Rolley snatched the whole braid out of DTB's head. And DTB told Rolley that she needed to take her ass to Turkey, and pay for her motherfucking hair installments and implants or whatever the fuck they do over there in Turkey land, okay? I was like, child, this is just way too much. I mean, DTB is always taking one for the team. The bitch don't have her hair pulled out. Her tooth knocked out. She don't have her hair pulled out. Like, girl, I hope they paying you good, bitch, because you leave with that. You leave from every reunion lately fucked up in some shape or form. So, anywho, they ended up bringing out the Rat Pack. And when they brought out the Rat Pack, Dolly, Summer, and Big Legs, everything got set the fuck off. For real, for real. Now, Summer and Dolly ran directly for Scotty, right? Big Lex was going in another direction until she looked back and saw that them two was taking off for Scotty. So Scotty jumps up. She tries to do her Power Ranger ninja kick, and she ends up falling backwards. Dolly and Summer gets on top of her, okay? At that point, Anna and Jayla ran over to try to help Scotty out, okay? It was a whole bunch of chaos, so y'all bear with me. So we had that situation. Then right after that, Anna and Summer got into a little tussle. Summer was swinging Anna's ass around in a fucking circle, swinging her ass around like she was a fucking screen bean, but Anna was definitely tagging her, okay? That lasted for a few seconds. Then we got to see Tiki versus Dolly. Now, Tiki, you could see Tiki was real quick. Tiki was like, come on. Like telling Dolly, come on. And I kid you not, they ran 2 rounds. Now, this is the thing before I get into that. They had us so hyped and overly anticipating this fight between Tiki and Dolly. I really thought that we was going to get more out of it. Like, bitch, I wanted to see, like, them go boom, boom, boom. Maybe probably 3 rounds, a combination of 30 seconds altogether. I think we got maybe 10. Okay? It was a quick bop bop for Tiki, okay? I didn't like that. I didn't like the fact that Tiki left I didn't like that Dolly was popping her shit. It was a lot of shit, but we're gonna get into the fight real quick, okay? So, round one. Tiki knocked Dolly the fuck out, okay? For real, for real. Now, you guys have to go watch. It's a slow clip. Go back and watch that show. If you go back and watch, if you replay it, you can see where Dolly falls forward and the security guard catches her. Tiki popped that bitch, bop! And then next thing you know, she leaning forward. Bitch, she was knocked out, bitch. She was knocked the fuck out. I don't know what y'all talking about. I found a slow motion clip of that fight, of that particular part. Hopefully I can find it and put it into this video before I'm done editing all of that good shit. Hopefully I can find it because I saw that somebody had actually like captured that moment, okay? And so the second round, Dolly was able to back Tiki up, and you do see Dolly swinging a lot, but to be honest, it doesn't look like Dolly connected more than once or twice, okay? And her legs obviously didn't affect Tiki at all. Like, Tiki was being backed up and was still swinging. Like, you have to have some crazy type of momentum to still swing while you moving backwards, swing forward while you moving backwards and still pack a punch. Like, you have to have some serious fucking momentum to be able to do that, okay? So regardless to whether or not Dolly was able to get a few licks in, she for one did not stick with Tiki at all. I don't know what the fuck y'all was talking about. She didn't stick with Tiki. Only thing she did was tolerated or endured those motherfucking licks from Tiki. That's all she did.
Always fight with your head down. Don't ever fight with your head up. I'm healing. I went to the doctor 2 weeks ago, and he told me, he said, thank God I fought the girl with my head down, because had I fought her with my head up, she would knock my head clean off my shoulders. So I thank God for me to have the mind to, know how to fight. So just because you on the ground, that don't mean that you losing. To me, it was a tie. You feel what I'm saying? Like, she did some damage, some nerves to my eye or whatever, but it jumped on its own, but it's healing. But just imagine if I would have had my head up, what she would have did to me. So I'm going to teach y'all my next video how to fight with your head down. I'm going to show y'all I love y'all too. Right here, man.
Y'all gotta go run that shit back, okay? Only person who stuck with Tiki was E.T. E.T. ran that shit with Tiki. They were going blow for motherfucking blow, okay? That shit was given, okay? And E.T. lasted a lot motherfucking longer than what Dolly lasted, okay? That's number one. And then number two, not only did E.T. fight Tiki, but she ran consecutive fades after that. That bitch fought like 6 people before and after Tiki. And guess what? She ate every motherfucking face. She handled that shit. She stood 10 toes down. I don't give a fuck what y'all say. This shit right here makes me respect E.T. a lot more than I did before. Because it's just like y'all keep hyping Dolly up, but I don't see what the fuck. Dolly can't touch Tiki. Dolly can't touch Tiki. She ain't fucking with Tiki. I don't know what the fuck y'all saw or what y'all think y'all saw, but watch that shit again and reevaluate. Okay, she's not fucking with Tiki. Okay, and not only that, like I said, I'm gonna give it up to E.T. one more time because E.T. ran phase with people before and after Tiki, and she stood 10 toes in. Dolly kept declining motherfucking phase, thinking she was safe because, oh, I just fought Tiki. Bitch, you ain't fight motherfucking Jesus, bitch. I don't give a fuck because you fought Tiki. Why you turned that fade down with Ivory? Huh? Why you turned that fade down with Ivory? You should have gave Ivory that. Or whoever the fuck it was. I think it was Ivory that called out. Either way, child, y'all fucking sleep. But yeah, that was the 2 rounds. Like I said, it was underwhelming because I won't say because Tiki didn't fuck Dolly up, because that don't make you a winner of the fight, because if you batter and bruise a bitch. Like, sometimes the winner come out with more motherfucking bumps and bruises. It is what it is. That doesn't make you that doesn't seal the deal because you putting battle wounds on somebody. It's just part of the game. You feel me? I feel like what sealed the deal is things like a knockout, things like a tap out, okay? Dolly talked all of that big shit, but at the end of the day, Tiki definitely put that bitch out. She knocked her lights out because it was like 10 whole seconds. But y'all, let's move past that. I just wish that the fight was longer. I wish that they would have allowed them to get that 3rd round in. Okay, I wish we could have gotten a clearer view. Now, don't get me wrong. That was probably one of the most clearly future fights that we was able to see because everything else was fucking chaos. Okay, so then we had Jayla versus Summer. Jayla fucked Summer up. She was that bitch came up out that motherfucking shirt, shook the motherfucking titties, boy. They had them blurred out, but I could tell that them bitches were nice. Okay, but Jayla ate Summer up. Let's see. Lex got dropped by Jayla. Okay, so there was this one part with Lex, because Lex was pissing me off. This bitch was running all over the motherfucking place. She was running over here, from over here to over here. I don't know if it was the fact that she was trying to help Summer fight over here, then try to go help Dolly. I don't know what the case was, but this bitch was running everywhere. It's like, bitch, you ain't got your own beef. You ain't got your own phase to run. So you trying to make yourself relevant by getting involved in everybody else's shit. So she was just running all over the fucking place. Lex is a weirdo. So anywho, this one particular part, she runs up trying to sneak Jayla, but Jayla turns around, cold cock the shit out of her, and she falls down. Bitch, now you gotta get up with the walk of fucking shame. And then Bobby ass, Bobby was like, that hoe got knocked the fuck down. We're gonna get into Bobby, because he's another thing. Okay, so let me see. So Tiki passed the fuck out and ended up leaving. Okay, she left the stage, and that's another thing I didn't like. I felt like she should have stayed on stage, because when she left the stage, Dolly was out there popping her shit like she won a motherfucking fight, talking to the crowd to myself, I still got all my teeth. So what? You still got all your teeth, bitch? You fortunate to still have all your motherfucking teeth, but bitch, you ain't win. And that pissed me off, because it's like Tiki won the fight, but because she loved, it's like, well, then Dolly out there popping her shit like she just did some hellified shit, like she just put in some work. Like, I ain't like that. I ain't like that. But anyway, Tiki spazzed out, left, and then the camera followed her backstage, right? So they follow her backstage, and she out there. That shit was scary as fuck. That bitch neck got thicker than the motherfucker. Them veins were popping out. Bitch like she had a whole tree trunk in her throat. That bitch was like, I'm the motherfucking beast. I'm the eater. I'm the do-up. What the do-up? I don't know. The bitch got stronger than the motherfucker. She turned into She-Hulk, okay? So she goes in her dress room. She's like, take them motherfucking shoes off. These dudes fall to their knees like this bitch was Jesus and went to taking off her motherfucking shoes. The two dudes that was in the dressing room, her husband was looking like he was just fucking over it. So he getting the shit like, come on, baby, let's go. Like, he being extra as fuck. Tiki like, I want some motherfucking Popeye. I want some motherfucking Church's chicken. I want some motherfucking Subway, bitch. I'm hungry. And so she going fucking bananas, berserk back there, going crazy. And so she ended up getting her shit, and they ended up leaving, going downstairs to the car. Okay. Lex, meanwhile, back on the stage, Lex ended up sneaking Scotty. Not Scotty cleaned the fuck down. Now, listen. Say what y'all want, but Scotty got in the motherfucking paint, bitch. Scotty was out there fighting for her motherfucking life. That bitch had her braids slicked back, bitch. She was back there fighting for her motherfucking life. I don't give a fuck. Scotty stood in the paint. Fuck what y'all thought y'all knew about Scotty, bitch. This new Scotty, bitch. This new Scotty. I was proud of my dog. I don't give a fuck what y'all say. I was proud of my dog. My dog did her big one, okay? Even if she got her ass whooped, she had more heart than Biggie, okay? Like I said, Lex was running around every fucking where. She was getting on my nerves. Like I said, she didn't have her own beef. Like, she was mad at Jayla. We're going to get into Lex a little bit later, okay? Because she get her own 5 minutes of time. So we're going to get into her a little bit later. So then we had Scotty versus Summer, okay? I think Scotty got enough. She definitely got that one. Hell, DTB. No. Summer and Anna ended up fighting again. Okay, so this time Anna got away from the damn security. This bitch ran backstage to go all the way to the other side of the stage to get Summer ass, okay? And I ain't gonna lie, she did tag Summer ass real good. Now, that's one thing about Anna, too, that I like. She little, she pop her shit, she talk a lot. That bitch talk a lot of shit, but she ain't scary. And for the most part, she do be winning her fights. So, it is what it is. Not all of them now. She ain't win all of them because Nunu definitely mopped her ass, okay? But she do be winning her fights. And she definitely whooped some her ass. At least that time she did. Okay. Hell, DTB tried to get in there and get her a little piece. And then, so you see the camera cuts. Anna's now Anna's outside. So Anna goes outside and she's telling Tiki, she's like, she's like, I'm gonna do it, Tiki. I'm gonna do it, Tiki. This bitch. Talk about Biggie. This bitch supposed to help me fight. And this bitch, this scary bitch, ain't help me fight. I got jumped in this scary ass bitch. Let me get jumped. Tasiki was like, whoa, what? Okay, what's going on? Tasiki is like the mother, okay? And her Biggie was on one side of the car, other was on the other side of the car. They were arguing at each other. And it looked like one child was telling on the other child to the mama. That's just what the fuck it looked like. Biggie was like, don't go to protecting your life for me, bro. You was talking all that shit, starting all those problems with those girls. That's your beef. You have to fight, my dog. And you want me to get involved in your beef? You know I'm not a fighter. You know I'm not a fighter. Biggie, that's bullshit. That's motherfucking bullshit because we saw you in the trailer rooms, in the dressing rooms with Anna and the rest of them sitting up there talking about how you was gonna get with the program. Okay.
When the wind blow, you blow this way, then you blow that way. Girl, bye.
Okay, so for you to go out there and stand out there and look amused and hide behind fucking Tina Cabela and not do a motherfucking thing, not even try to break up a fight with your friends, everybody, all your friends was out there fighting. You had fucking Tasiki fighting. You had Anna fighting. Bitch, everybody was out there throwing them blows. Why the fuck did you think it was okay for you to just be standing there? Bitch, the only person who had permission to just stand there is fucking Tika Bella because she pregnant. Bitch, you were just standing up there letting your friend get tagged. I don't give a fuck if you a fighter or not. The fact that my friend out there fighting for her fucking life, and I'm not. I be damned if I'm gonna stand there like a fucking statue and don't do a fuck thing. And then for her to say, oh, you go talking all that shit, bitch, I don't give a fuck about none of that because at the end of the day, anytime your dumb ass got into a situation, I'ma always have your motherfucking back, bitch. Whether you right, wrong, or indifferent, bitch, she always have your motherfucking back. So why does it have to be stipulations and times and terms in which you come to her rescue, bitch? Which shit at this point is fucking never. I don't know, but I side with Anna, bitch. You just need to pick your friends better because at this point, girl, you can't depend on nobody but yourself and Jesus. It is what it is. You see how this bitch doing you now. Child. So, anyway, they fast the scene. Back to the main stage and Dolly out there popping her shit like I told y'all. She out there talking her shit. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, bitch, I tried to show that bitch. I had to show that bitch. You had to show that bitch what exactly? Because at the end of the day, you know you would have been popping your shit that motherfucking hard. Tasiki was still on that motherfucking stage. Matter of fact, Bobby gagged and Bobby said, there go Tasiki, there go Tasiki. Bitch, you got quiet for a whole 30 seconds and trying to see if Tasiki was coming. Shut the fuck up. Just shut the fuck up and be glad you still got your teeth. Okay? And like Saucy said, Saucy sat there and said, listen, I ain't gonna lie. Tasiki's something different. Tasiki is something different. Okay? Like I said, the girl, that girl really knew what she was doing. Now, another thing too is I really got to see that Tasiki's skill in this moment. I really got to see her skill. Um, don't get me wrong. I've seen her fight several times. I've seen her other fights, and she's always been an eater. But this time, I really seen that she got skills. Like, sometimes you can win just off the stroke of luck or strength or overpowerment or size difference. It can be small factors that change the trajectory of a fight. You feel me? But to see her, like I said, walking that shit back with that same momentum and still hit a bitch hard enough to daze them, like you gotta have some type of skill or some type of strength, and you have to have some power because to hold yourself back, to be trying to hold yourself back while you slipping and sliding and still give that much power, yeah, it's something. It's something. So yeah, I gained a lot of appreciation for her skill, but like I said, she shouldn't have left. I mean, to let a bitch get that glory of acting like she won the fight, that's seriously fucking annoying. Like, I ain't like it. Uh, Now back to Bobby. Like I said, Bobby was doing a bit much, okay, and we could clearly see throughout this, particularly this half of the reunion, because before it was like okay, it was cool, but this half of the reunion, you can really see that he got his picks, okay. Now Bobby was telling Anna to shut the fuck up, so throughout the night, so we know he don't fuck with Anna, but him, Rolley and Scotty, he do not play about, okay. Scotty was walking back on stage, right? And Summer jumped up and he was like, "You better not touch fucking Scotty. You better not touch her. You better not touch her. Leave Scotty alone. Leave Scotty alone." And then he gonna say, "Oh, I have a question from the audience. The audience wants to know about those dusty, crusty, nasty braids that you had all season." But bitch, Bobby, you was asking that motherfucking question, trying to make it seem like it was the audience. But yo, we do want to know what the fuck was up with those braids, Summer. So anywho, we see that she clearly got a washed scalp. Look like that bitch been greased a little bit. At least you got clean hair for the reunion, okay, bitch? But you know, Summer so motherfucking stupid. That bitch took that shit on the chin. She just went to twerking and shit. Summer don't give no fucks. And at this point, you gotta hate it and fucking love it. So anyway, now we're gonna get into Lex. So they asked Lex why she wanted to fight Jayla and Scotty. She wanted to fight Jayla because Jayla talks too much, and then Jayla was coming for her bitch Summer, and then she didn't want to fight Scotty because Scotty was going too hard on Summer. Like, bitch, it's all. What the fuck did they do to you? That's the question that should have been asked. What did they do to you for you to dislike them to the point where you have this like beef and this violent urge to want to beat their ass? Like, what the fuck did they do to you? Nada. Nothing. You just clout chasing. You just want to get yourself out there, and you figure the way to do it is to come for the big dogs. You know Summer is clout, so you friends with Summer because she's nothing but clout. Even though Summer literally started all these altercations with both Summer and Jayla. She started it with no, Summer started her beefs with Jayla and Scotty because ain't nobody tell her to jump herself into Scotty's business, and she started shit with Jayla. Talk about Jada got to stick up her ass. If a bitch don't fuck with me, I don't give a fuck if they don't fuck with me. Like, fuck you too then. Like, bitch, I ain't gonna acknowledge you if you don't acknowledge me. But no, Summer wanted to press the issue, so she started those beefs. It ain't like those girls started with Summer. So I don't know. Lex just weird. Like I said, she's fucking weird. So Lex said she want her head up. Scotty said that she was willing to fight. She stood up. She looked like she didn't want to, but you know she was willing to fight. They handle her business, but of course, the security was protecting Scotty. They would not let Scotty get into the paint with Big Lex. Okay, obviously, and Janisha was living for it. She said nobody wants to beef with Lex. Janisha was living for it. Okay, and I'm not even mad at it because bitch, if you fuck my man, if you was the mistress side, bitch, I would love to see you get your ass tossed around the stage too. I'm sorry. Bitch, I would have tossed you around myself. Janisha, I take my cap off to you. Well, I can't even really do that because since y'all won't come out and clarify the situation, right now I'm side eyeing all y'all ass, okay? Because I want to know what the truth is, and I feel like Janisha, you complicit because you will sit up there and you're not, you know, making this shit clear about what's what. So at this point, you're tolerating the mistress, okay? Being a bad example to other young women. I'll be damned. I would never advise a bitch to sit around and tolerate a mistress. Even though her and Lenny ain't married, bitch, y'all was known to be together. You was the bitch he was parading around. So the embarrassment of having a side bitch from a show that you have to come back and host all the time and this bitch be around everywhere, I just can't. I can't. I can't. Different strokes for different folks, I suppose. So then they bring out Jaden with her big head ass. She come out there with this dress on. Don't get me wrong, the dress was cute, but it didn't insinuate the fact. It made her head look even bigger. The bitch came out looking like, hey, Arnold. That head was big, okay? And the dress didn't help because the dress had a little fluff on it, just made it a little big and round. So she comes out, and then they talked a little bit about, you know, Jada's beef with Biggie, which was nothing. The fact that Natalie said that, put Jada on the chopping block, which was nothing. They talked a little bit about Krishan. So they asked her, did she have beef with Krishan? And she said she doesn't, but Krishan has a problem with her because of their baby daddy. Okay? And low key, I'm wondering why people didn't catch this, but she said their baby daddy. So I feel like if Jada is acknowledging the fact that Junior is Blueface's child, then the rest of the world should too, because she would know better than us. I'm just saying. She told us a little something there. Everybody missed that? She said, our baby daddy. Okay? And I feel like if she didn't know that Junior was Blueface's child, she wouldn't have even, acknowledged Krishan like that. Matter of fact, I think that's the first time she ever really admitted that Junior is Blueface's child. And in a sense, she did. Okay? Well, whatever. Child, I called it. I don't know if y'all called it. What the fuck? So anyway, DTB ends up coming back out, but basically it was to say goodbye. She ends up giving Rolley and Natalie a hug and giving everybody goodbye kisses and things. And so that just makes me feel like her whole beef with Rolley and Natalie and all of that was just contrived, because Natalie did say she was fired backstage, but all of a sudden it's a possibility she going to Africa. Okay, whatever. Um, and so the episode ends with them bringing out Ivory, Jasmine, Renee, and Pretty P. Okay, when they bring out Ivory, Jasmine, Renee, and Pretty P. Pretty P looked real cute in her outfit. She was still dressed up. Ivory looked good. Her makeup was beat. Her hair was beat, but she had obviously changed into fight gear. And then Jasmine Renee came out with her braids straight back, bitch. I was like, whoa, Jazz, Jazz, you finna do something? Yeah, child. So Jazz came out there. She was ready to fucking rumble. And so Big Lex and Ivory ended up getting into their first round. I'm assuming they're going to probably have more rounds. I don't know, because the episode ended like that. But anyway, Jazz and Ivory, not Jazz and Ivory, Ivory and Big Lex ended up getting into a fight. And I'm not going to lie, it looked like Big Lex was eating her, okay? So we see Big Lex mink, 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 mink. And then I guess Ivory got tired of trying to get in there, because when you fighting a motherfucker that got some long arms or reach, you have to try the key is to get in there, like get past their arm reach and punch, tear their motherfucker rib cages out if you could. You got to get under that shit. You got to get under and in there. You can't let them arms get you, bitch. Okay. So she was trying to get in there and got tired of trying to get in there and rush Lex. And when she rushed Lex, she ended up flipping her to the ground. Okay, and that's where the episode ended. We didn't get to see what happened after that. But we have yet to see Slim. I know that she's there, and I know she's gonna come out. From what I've been told and what I know, they're gonna bring Slim out at the ass end of the reunion. So there's that. I'm not expecting much from part 3, unfortunately. Okay. We have yet to see Emma and Yoshi. We saw them backstage. I know that they're gonna end up bringing them out. So I'm wondering at this point, is Emma gonna get her lick back or what? Like, is you gonna get your lick back? Is you gonna get your lick back? Like, what's gonna happen with that? But yeah, child. Part 2 was definitely good. I like it. I mean, they got a lot of fights in there. They didn't break this shit down into 50 fucking episodes. They put a lot in there, okay? The girls was just acting like rabid dogs. I'm not okay with the Rat Pack. I don't see how people like this is the new duo. They don't do it for me, okay? Lex is like an extension, like a fucking a dead extension that you need to cut off, because if you don't cut that piece off, it's gonna make the other pieces infected and dead too. So she's the dead extension. I feel like she doesn't really mix well with the Dolly and the Summer of the situation. Dolly and Summer, I feel like their friendship is a little bit more genuine, even though I do feel like Dolly kind of clout chases a little bit with Summer, because it's like a lot of the shit she got into was her fights too. But with that being said, Summer jumped in a lot of Dolly fights. So it's like, it's kind of half and half with both of them. They do jump into each other's shit. But like I said, I feel like their connection is more genuine than the extension of Lex. Okay, Lex is just trying to fit in somewhere. Okay, and I would like her if she stood for something. Okay, a bitch that's friends with everyone is friends of no one. And Lex look like she be trying to. She goes where the wind goes, and I can't trust a bitch that's flaky like that. You know what I'm saying? Those are not reliable people in real life. Okay, so there's that. But yeah, y'all. Oh yeah, and that Tiki fight with Dolly, like I said, I was underwhelmed. I wish it would have been a longer fight, maybe a tiebreaker round or something, because the way that Tiki left, it just gave Dolly kind of like the victory that she didn't deserve. It's like we saw you get your ass whooped, but because you still here popping your shit and Tiki don't disappear, it's like you won, kind of like. And I don't like that. But maybe I'm biased because I really don't care much for Dolly or the Rat Pack, as I call it. So it is what it is. But with that being said, I pretty much covered everything that happened this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you are new here, please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. If you like this video, don't be scared. Pop your shit in the comment section. I do respond if you guys make it make sense. Also, hit the notification bell so you guys know when I drop a new video. With that being said, I love you. Deuces.